It was good to invite Gogo Maweni, because Gogo Maweni once went out with a player. I mean, he was in love with a footballer. And what she's been saying, it's an eye-opener to all the players to have listened to her. Some of the things that she was saying, they were scary. You know, mabathi umuntu umloyile umuntu uthi hey sesiyakusaba nokusondela phambi kwakho ngoba bathi uyaloya. Sit back, enjoy this episode with Gogo Maweni.
Gogo Maweni is Makgotso Maphakiso Mofokeng. Some know me as Leanne. I moved to New York. Nobody could pronounce my name. Came back to South Africa, changed my name to Leanne. So I'm a mother of 3 amazing boys. Actually, I should say 4 kids, because now my husband's child stays with us. I'm a doctor, I'm a traditional healer. I am also a clinical psychologist. I'm a businesswoman. And yeah, I'm here to heal the nation.
For me, man, namanje isa ngisathuka to know that after lezi zinto bezikhulunywa uDokotela Maweni uthi man umuntu ungathi mawuceda ukulala naye uthathe into zakhe uyabona wafaka amakhanakhana la khona hey iso uyamhlanganisa ingqondo cha ene bahla bosisi la ngaphandle bahle bahla bosisi kodwa amajita manje sekufuna ukuthi acaphele ukuthi manje bawuthandana nomuntu uthandana naye ungathi udlala ngabantu ungathi because wena uyaziwa uzolala nalo bazokwenza kabi ngoba senibonile na uGogo Maweni uyachaza ukuthi ayenziwa leyo nto.
Great honor, great pleasure, great privilege to have one of South Africa's top TV reality stars here, Gogo Maweni. And I mean, I'm glad you've taken the time, because we needed your voice.
Sure.
We needed to get an honest breakdown, because you're also quite familiar with the space. You've also been public with a lot of the things that have happened as well. How did you find that journey? Because football has always been elevated as Tshabalala ball, and then you were there, as you say, within a relationship there.
I hated it.
You hated it?
But you know, it's funny. I can't say I hated it, because I moved from one player to another. And at the time, it was the thing, that's the man I attracted. Maybe that's the lifestyle I wanted. I don't know. I hated falling in love with somebody who somebody else wanted to be with. My first soccer player that I dated, who actually made me become Maweni, or who's revengeful, who feels unloved, who feels as if she's not worthy, is Tshabalala. At the time, he was still playing for Pirates. He was the dribbling wizard at that time. It was the highlight of his career. Now, this is the time when ngingena ephehlweni. Do you understand? Before ngingena ephehlweni, ngiyazibuza ukuthi, do I tell Thabo gore ke lo kena lefehlong or what, you know? Every time I saw Thabo, I would hide my beads. And also I was breaking the rules of ipehlo. I did not sleep with him while I was ephehlweni. Hence, I had to tell him the truth. I mean, you can't keep coming to visit me and then, you know, you're not getting any. If he's not getting it from me, he's getting it from someone. And he's like the hottest thing now. He's the dribbling wizard. So, hey, until this one time I said, you know what? If he really, really cares about me and he loves me, and this is really a relationship, he'll accept me for who I am. One day, didn't say anything. I literally went out with my beads on. So he greeted me, was to Dinsang, Kerkan. I don't know what's halang. Then I was like, no, and then I was gonna, and then I was like, I was going to I can't do this. My family doesn't accept this, and this is wrong, and also this is witchcraft. I don't know what you can do to me while you are doing these things. I retaliated. I hated the fact that somebody pushed me away because of this. Hence, I said, Uzi, you know, once you become a healer, you lose a lot of people in your life because people somehow think you're out to get them, but you're doing this to save. I'm doing this to save my son. I'm not doing this to ruin anyone's life, but he's the person that made me say, you are not going to do that to me. I remember I begged my Gobela. I said, I just want to teach him a lesson. I wanted him to, one, feel the pain I felt. That's why I always say I would never force a man to love me. I don't believe in isliso. Yes, ngiyakhona ukusiyenza isliso, but forced love is something that I don't want. I would rather hurt you. I'm very revengeful. I'm very vindictive. I say that with pride because I am not a pretender. If you hurt me, I will come after you. We did what we did. Cut long story short, he was benched. Every game, benched, until he was sold to Celtics, I think. And I was like, okay. Anyway, I moved on. We closed that chapter. What I wanted was accomplished, and he was living his life and I was living mine. And I had now, right, we must forget now. Still, Instagram. Guys, Instagram is the place. It's like the new Tinder at that time. Do you understand? So then, you know, I got with Onismo Basera, who played for Supersports. Amazing guy, I don't want to lie. I could share a lot of things with him. And no, he was never judgmental. Unfortunately, relationship didn't go far because he was married with kids. So that relationship didn't go anywhere. So now there's a place called Danish Pub. Danish Pub ke like a soccer player. How is soccer babe? Or how na it girl? You've got everything. Yeah, Danish Pub. So I went to Danish Pub. I met Sbusiso Khumalo. Sbusiso Khumalo was playing for Chiefs, Kaiser Chiefs at the time. Amazing guy. Very soft, you know. But the problem about Sbusiso, he's like a serial dater, serial cheater, loves girls, you know. I could have contracted any kind of disease from him. I don't want to lie. But at the end of the day, it just somehow, it was never meant to last. It is very sad how he ended up with nothing, to a point where he started asking me for 500 when he was earning so much money. And now he doesn't have anything. Him ending up with nothing has nothing to do with me. I do say he is an amazing person. I definitely attracted the same people because I hung around the same group of people, in a sense with the same industry. Obviously, if, you know, this is what I do, Akadi Weekend, it just means that I've just swapped to somebody else. And it's not to say I was literally hunting them down, saying, I'm going to date a soccer player, like it or not. No, never. That was never the case. I also hated the drinking. I hated the clubbing the most. Okay, I'll speak about Siabonga because he's my baby.
Yes,
he's my baby daddy, and I spent most time with him, and I lived with him, you know, and I'd be called at 2:00 that the bill is 45,000 and his card's not going through. He's taken my car and he's put girls in my car and is in a joyride after getting a contract to Sundowns, you know? I hated all of that. So how I first met Siabonga Zulu was through Instagram. Mind you, that's how most of the honeys meet the players, you know. A little chats, DMs right then and there, and then it turns out to a meet and greet, and maybe it's something that you do on a weekly basis. So we met on Instagram. Funny enough, I met somebody who's illiterate, right? When I say illiterate, I'm not throwing any shade, because I have a son who has epilepsy, and obviously he's going through his own difficulties. But what I'm trying to say, a lot of players, or some players, don't know English or cannot write or read. We thank God that, you know, our apps now have things like voice notes. So he constantly sent me voice notes trying to find out who I was, where I was, what am I doing. I think one of the most beautiful things that really made me connect to him is because he accepted me for who I am. He accepted the fact that I was a sangoma, or I am a sangoma rather. Because a lot of people frown upon it. You know, a lot of the people that I had dated in the past literally left me because being sepehlweni or ngifake ama-beads. So that's one of the things that I loved, is that he was proud of me. He was proud to show me off. He, you know, took me home to his family at the time, amazing people at the time.